Hey guys, Zero here. We're finally doing an unboxing for the Nintendo Switch 2. I do apologize in advance. I'm kind of losing my voice, so I might sound a little bit hoarse, but hopefully it's not too bad. I know this is really late. I was originally planning on doing this on launch day. I pre-ordered from Target.com, and unfortunately they were really bad with the pre-orders. They didn't even ship them out till launch day, and they didn't do express shipping or anything. So I'm just getting this now on Tuesday, 5 days later than everybody else got theirs. So that kind of sucks, but I'm glad that it's finally in my hands. I'm super excited about this. Been waiting, obviously, since it was announced. I did go for the Mario Kart bundle, even though I'm not a huge Mario Kart fan, just because I figured it's the game everyone's going to be playing. I'll probably try it out a little bit online with my friends. But I have ordered some other games. As of right now, I think I got Hogwarts Legacy and Rune Factory Guardians of Ozma. And I'm also considering Bravely Default, and then even more games come out next month. So yeah, this is my first time. I'm not currently working at Target right now. I'm on a leave of absence, so I haven't been in the stock room and seen these and stuff like that. So this is my first time seeing one in person. It just came in this delivery box, so we're gonna see what it's all about. I know there's a lot of unboxing videos already on eBay or on YouTube and other places, but I mean, this is what my channel is. I do unboxings, so I gotta do it. So one thing I've noticed is that the box is pretty small, but it is incredibly heavy. It's by far heavier than the original Switch and the Switch OLED. Not sure why that is. I don't know if it's because of the dock or the larger tablet, or if there's other stuff in the box, but it's just super, super heavy. I can barely lift it with one hand. And I've also noticed that there is actually a circle sticker on the closing tab, which is something Nintendo hasn't done in 2 generations. None of the 3DS systems had circle stickers on them. So it's been 15 years since they've used these. Usually you can just open the flap. I don't know if they did that this time because it's heavy. And they're afraid it was just gonna pop open, but I did get my trusty Target box cutter, and hopefully it will not be hard to slice. I can't tell if that did anything. Okay, I think that did. Yeah. So I'm assuming this pretty much only opens one way. Tab comes down, drop it, and then flip the box open. And we have, so I've seen unboxings online, so I kind of knew what to expect. I think it's really weird that they put the Joy-Cons in here like this. I feel like if they turned them right side up, just straight up and down, that they would have fit in just as well. So I don't know if they just did this for a style. And you can say hello to Dot here. She likes to be all up in my business. So we got Joy-Con right. Now what is that? Oh, that's just cardboard. Okay, I thought there was something on the actual Joy-Con. So we got those. Very, very nice matte finish. It does feel a lot larger than the standard Joy-Cons. Do like this orange color. They went with kind of a similar theme with the red and blue to the original Switch, but this is definitely not red. This is more of an orange. So we'll put that over there. And then we got the blue one, which I feel like this blue is pretty close to the one they did on the original. Nice. Dot just wants all the attention. Okay, so there's the 2 Joy-Cons. And then in the top, the last thing you have is the tablet screen, which this is kind of dangerous that they have it pretty much right flat up against the cardboard, because this cardboard is not very thick. And I don't know if you've seen in like the news, but like GameStop employees in New York City were like stapling the receipts to this part of the box, and the staple was actually going through and scratching holes in the screen. So that sucks for them, because now they got to replace all those. Wow, that is really heavy, really large. Just got a little folded over flap here. And once again, this is not an OLED screen, which some people have complained about, but from what I've heard, it's still a pretty good LCD screen. It's definitely a step up from the LCD on the original Switch. You got your color coding on the sides of the device there. Now I've heard you can actually plug in the Joy-Cons like upside down and backwards, and that doesn't actually hurt the system, but I don't know why you would do that unless there's like a game that takes makes use of that, takes advantage of that. So it looks like stuff's moved around on the top. You got your headphone jack, USB-C, the game cartridge slot, up and down volume, and then power. And then on the bottom you have the USB-C. I can't tell if that's in the middle or not. Is it? Yeah, I think it is. Because usually the dock has the USB-C in the middle. I feel like it's slightly off to the right. That might be the case, but obviously they would have the dock line up perfectly for that. You got your speakers. I've heard that the sound is really good on this. I want to see what it feels like to do the magnet, because like obviously that's the one thing that you can't get a feel for even however many videos you watch. Okay, that's cool. It kind of just like snaps in there. Try to pull it off. Doesn't really want to budge. And then there's that button on the back. You pull it and it just kind of, that's cool. Okay. And then we got same thing with the blue. And that snaps on. Wow, it is really big. And I like the fact that it's more of a black, because there was a gray original Switch that launched alongside the Neon, but it was like a lighter gray. I like that this is a little bit darker. It's almost like a jet black. I'm not sure how I feel about this kickstand. They keep saying that it's like an improved kickstand, but I feel like the kickstand for the Switch OLED was like the perfect kickstand. This is, the fact that it's like cut out here and this is all like hollow, it makes me feel like this is flimsy and it could like break off. It is very hard to like push on it, which is good, because that means if you put it in a certain configuration, it'll stay that way. But it just, I don't know, I'm worried about that. It feels kind of flimsy. And then that's where the micro SD express card will go, which I do have one of those. I got one 256 gigabyte for $35 from Walmart, and they delivered it same day, which was crazy. You got that like matte finish. If you look closely, you can still see all the Nintendo logo and details on the backs of the Joy-Cons. But there's more in the box as I get my screen dirty already. So let's see what's in the second part of the box. And we have, this is probably the Joy-Con grip, which I never really was a fan of this. I probably won't use it. Pretty much just like the one from the original Switch, except now it says Switch 2. And instead of sliding in, they just lock in from the side. And then we have the charging brick, which I've seen in other videos, and it's like ridiculously large. So I hope it doesn't take up too much space on my power strip, because then otherwise there won't be room for my other systems to be plugged in. So this is kind of beefy, it's kind of heavy. And then we have one more thing over here in the corner, which is just the charging cable, I believe, for, is it USB-C on both ends? Yes. So this is probably for charging your Pro Controller, I want to say. I could be wrong about that. I'm not really like thinking too hard right now. And then this is going to be the dock. This is actually cool. I really like the changes they made to this dock. I like just the shape of it. Also, it's crazy that it's got like a fan in it, and that like there's actually like some hardware inside of it, whereas the regular Switch dock just like allowed you to connect it to the TV via HDMI. This, I believe, actually is what makes the system more powerful when it's docked, so you get like the 4K 120 frames per second, all that stuff. Yeah, I just really like the shape of this. The front is similar, but a little bit more curves to the top there. And then the back is what I really like, because instead of just being flat, you got this whole curved thing going on. And then this, I believe, pops off. And this is where you see your power plug, HDMI, and LAN. So I will have all that hooked up. And that clicks back on there. I can't wait to see what like the special editions look like, because they always do something special for the dock. So I can't wait to see like if they do like a Zelda one or like a Pokemon one. But yeah, there you go. I do see the USB-C in there to drop the switch on. Looks like it is just a tiny bit off center to the right. And I think that's really all that comes in the box, aside from, I think there should be a code for Mario Kart, but I don't see one anywhere. So I've read online that there's actually a couple different ways that Mario Kart comes. Oh no, I think, yeah, here we go. There's one more thing I missed over here. So this is probably where my code is. Some of the systems actually come with the game preloaded on it, and other ones come with a scratch-off code, and then other ones come with like a code that's just fully visible. Okay, so this is the Mario Kart. I'm gonna move that out of the way so that nobody can steal it. And then there's our HDMI cable. Okay, so these are like what you would normally, sorry, my finger's getting in the way of the camera. These are what you would normally call like the wrist straps, but they're less for the purpose of being wrist straps this time around, and more for like the purpose of using the Joy-Cons in mouse mode. So I don't know if I'll ever do that. I didn't really think that the mouse mode was like a super like awesome feature. Like, not really that like interested in using it. I know that you can use it in Rune Factory to like make it easier to like put like your crops where you want them to go and water them and stuff like that, but I don't know, I probably won't end up using it. But yeah, that HDMI cable, I don't know if it's like specifically special, but I've heard that it's like a better quality HDMI cord, because it supports the like 4K HDR 120, like all that kind of stuff. I don't know if you need this specific type of HDMI cable for that, or if any of them would work, but they give you this one, so I'm going to use this one. But that is pretty much it. I still can't get over how big this system is. It's really, really big. And I don't do a lot of like handheld play, so it'll be docked most of the time, but it's still cool that if I do play it in handheld, it's going to be this glorious, what is it, 7.9 inch screen. The buttons do seem a little bit bigger too, which is nice. But yeah, so I'm going to do a system transfer now, because who knows how long that's going to take, and I'm going to want to get to start playing Mario Kart at some point today, so got to do my system transfer first, and then my special edition OLED over there can be sold to whoever wants it. So that was it, guys. Just a unboxing for the Nintendo Switch 2. I know it's late. I know there's probably a million other unboxings out there on YouTube, because everybody got theirs on last Thursday. Unfortunately, I did have to wait all the way until today, which is Tuesday. But I'm glad to finally have it, and I'm going to hook this up and get going playing some games. So until the next video, I will see you guys later.